Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and you may be asking, didn't you already review Treasure of the Ninja by AGFA, the William Lee films? I did. I deleted the video. I've never really done this, but I really hated the way the video came out. I said a lot while I was thinking, which I normally try not to do. The video seemed kind of like a wreck, even though these are obviously very off-the-cuff, low-budget videos anyway. So, here we go again. If you've seen the first video for some reason, it had about 40 views. You can probably skip this one. Treasure of the Ninja. Thank you to my good buddy, Bill Radovich, for sending me this, because he had seen I was interested in it, so he ordered a copy and sent me a copy as well. I am very grateful for him and his friendship. Very cool to get this. So, Treasure of the Ninja and the films of William Lee. William Lee is a black guy that lived in, or was born in, I guess, and lived in New York City. I'm from the Bronx originally, and he eventually moved to Ohio. I think I read some reviews and interviews or whatnot where they said he was kind of different than a lot of the other kids, and he was really into martial arts, and he was very focused on school, and he was kind of like a good kid, I guess. So he grew up being into martial arts and learned it, and then decided to become a filmmaker. He's made a lot of underground type projects, or not a lot, but I guess numerous underground type projects focused around martial arts. You can tell he's a Bruce Lee fan, and a lot of his films have little homages to that. Stuff like this always interests me because I'm always into different people doing different types of things with movies. So in this instance, you have a black dude from New York City, then Ohio, doing martial arts films, you know. Back in the 80s, I used to love watching The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy. I even met him at a convention and got his autograph and a picture with him. And it's cool that they take people from different places and areas and stuff, and, you know, things merge. We thought ninjas were going to be very big in the 80s and everyone loved them, but nowadays ninjas are really nowhere to be found. So obviously we thought it was a bigger threat than it actually came to be. The movie is from 1987. It is a transfer from the original 3/4 master tape, and it also has a commentary track if you like those kinds of things. A bonus movie called Dragon vs. Ninja from 1984. A short called The New Chinese Connection from 1980, and then shorts called the Willie Jack series. That the 3 bonus shorts and bonus movie are all Super 8 elements, and they're all William Lee films. I like AGFA a lot. They don't necessarily restore things, so most of their stuff looks kind of poor, but they do preserve things, and I think that's important. And I like their underground movies that they put out and that they find. So Treasure of the Ninja is about 1 hour and 45 minutes. I felt it was a little long. It probably could have been 1 hour and a half and speeded up the pace a little. It's not over the top silly, but it does have some humor to it. There's a point in the movie, and I don't know if this is meant to be funny or show the main character's resolve, but William Lee plays the main character, whose name is Magneta Phase, which sounds like a comic book character or something. It doesn't sound real. And he works for the government with this woman, and they find out that there's these 2 villains that are trying to get this treasure that's guarded by ninjas, where they have ninjas. It was a little muddy for me. And they're trying to stop them from getting this treasure. These villains, these evil guys. Lots of low-budget martial arts, you know, lots of hoo-ha, Bruce Lee type noises and action. Lots of overdubbing. I don't know if that was done because it's so low budget they couldn't capture the audio correctly, or because they thought it added to the aesthetic of the old martial arts films. It definitely feels like, obviously not as produced as something like The Last Dragon. It feels like an old kung fu flick, but more modern, 80s. Sort of like the things maybe the Wu-Tang Clan members used to watch, or the movie that came on Sword in the Claw, the other AGFA release. There's a bonus movie on it. Kind of has that feel. Maybe old Sonny Chiba flicks, Bruce Lee films, but like low budget, very low budget. They're filming in, the woods. They're filming on the street. They're kind of all over the place. There, as I said, is some funny humor to it that I think, for the most part, was intentional here and there. Magnetic Phase says to the woman in the government that he's working with, or it might be, no, actually it's not her, it's his girlfriend at one point, and he's like, would you like to go out on a date for a non-caffeinated, non-alcoholic beverage? And I think it's him talking about his resolve and how, you know, straight-laced he is, and he's very serious about what he puts in his body and his martial arts. It does talk on the back about how it's a homage to, well, it talks about how the New Chinese Connection, the bonus film, is an homage to Bruce Lee. There's funny things that I think William Lee tried to do with these movies where, like when he does the intro credits, or the intro title screen, he'll hold up a piece of paper that says The New Chinese Connection, and that's the intro. It's not like graphic design or anything like that. It is the 80s, so they didn't really have computer graphic design, but that I recall, but you know, it looks very, very low rent. Overall, I thought Treasure of the Ninja was decent. I didn't love it, but it's definitely like a classic low-budget kung fu or karate, you know, martial arts fans kind of film. If you like all that old stuff with the overdubbing and the silliness, and you add a little bit of an urban flavor to it with black ninjas and silly dialogue, stuff like that, it's good. I think that, as I said, it was a little long, and they probably could have cut something back, maybe not made it as serious, and it would have been a little more fun, but I did enjoy it, and I will go back to it most definitely. I also watched the bonus films for the most part. Dragon vs. Ninja was a 50-minute film that was decent, but if I remember correctly, the audio goes in and out. There is overdubbing, but the audio goes in and out a lot, and it gets dark and bright a lot, so there must have been an issue with the film. The New Chinese Connection is a short. I think that was like 20 minutes, I want to say. Didn't stand out to me a lot, but was decent. Again, you know, urban martial art aesthetic. Seemed kind of, Dragon vs. Ninja and New Chinese Connection seemed sort of like home movies compared to where Treasure of the Ninja, I think, was just more well done and well produced and seemed like an actual film and had a more like plot and things going on. And then the Willie Jack shorts. I watched the first one. It was like 3 minutes long, and then I spoke to my buddy John Devlin, who said, "Did you watch the Willie Jack shorts? They're really funny." It's all these little kids fighting each other, and then I guess as the shorts progress, I think there's like 4 of them or 3 of them, William Lee fights the kids. I didn't get to that because I stopped after the first one, because after watching all these movies kind of back to back, I sort of was like martial arts out. But it's an interesting set of films. I love AGFA and Bleeding Skull. They put out some really cool underground stuff, so I commend them for doing this. I do lean more towards the horror stuff. I've watched some stuff about William Lee and read interviews. He's an interesting guy, and you could tell he has a passion and a love for both martial arts and filmmaking, and he combined the two. I remember this story he was telling, not to go off topic too much, but you know me, I do ramble, that he was a black filmmaker doing martial arts movies, and I guess that really wasn't something that happened normally, as I sort of stated at the beginning of this video. And he went to some local video store, and it was a black run video store, and he's like, you know, kind of trying to I guess break through to the guy. And he's like, "Come on, brother, like, we're both black, you own a video store, I make movies, can you help me out here? Like, put my videos on your shelf, can you buy a couple from me, whatever." I was like, "I'm not buying anything from you." And he said he was like very turned off by it because, you know, no one really wanted to help him, and he was selling his VHS tapes out of a trunk. So, but anyway, yeah, interesting guy, and he's still making movies, and interesting set of movies, and as I always enjoy, AGFA and Bleeding Skull always put bonus films on there, so that's cool to me too, that all these bonus films and little shorts are on this Blu-ray set. The Blu-rays don't really, you know, the movies don't really look good. There's lots of scratches, and especially, and I think it was the New Chinese Connection, or Dragon vs. Ninja, I don't remember which one. As I said, lots of in and out with the audio and just poor looking visuals. But don't expect things to look great and restored. Some of the things are a little hard to hear. Luckily, Treasure of the Ninja has subtitles on it, so that's good as well. But yeah, if you're into old, goofy martial arts flicks, I would recommend it. If you're not, you probably won't find much here, but I did enjoy it. Thank you, Bill, for sending me Treasure of the Ninja. Much appreciated. And this one came with a Vinegar Syndrome special slip cover, which people go crazy over for some reason. They like these slip covers. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.